Now, where are you from?
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Moved to Toledo,
Ohio.
Ohio.
Still living in Toledo?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
How old were you when you moved?
I moved to Toledo when I was about, I want to say elementary age, so about 6 or 7, but I was always back and forth.
And what was the reason for the move?
My dad wanted to move here. He had a whole lot of family in Toledo, and he just felt like that's where life was going to be better at. It got crazy in Milwaukee.
But you still have family in Milwaukee?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I go there all the time.
How often?
Shit, every other month.
Okay. Now, can you paint the picture for us of Milwaukee growing up and Toledo growing up? What was that like for you?
For sure. So in Milwaukee growing up, it's a whole lot more to do as far as, you know what I'm saying, dancing. You know what I'm saying? I like to dance and shit. So in Milwaukee, you can dance and you can get the bitches, and nobody thinks nothing of it. You know, it's a lot of more gangs as far as niggas that's clicking up, but it's not Crips and Bloods. It's more like streets and neighborhoods. In Toledo, it's way more collected, way more smaller, and they really look down on niggas that dance, to be honest, in Toledo. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm still me, I do my thing.
Now, when you talk about gangs and you talk about that street type of lifestyle, was that something you were able to avoid, or was that something that you got influenced by and wanted to be a part of?
Nah, it was easy to avoid, but my family in it, all my cousins, they gang banging and going crazy, getting locked up in and out. So when me moving to Toledo, it was able to protect me from it, where I didn't get caught up in it too early in the game, where I couldn't be where I'm at now. So it wasn't really a big impact on me.
Growing up, was it a rough upbringing for you?
Rough as hell, fam. Rough as hell. As far as not having shit, really came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Pops moved us to Toledo and then dipped on us. Me and my dukes really did it on our own type shit. And I had to grind out like that.
What was your roughest moment growing up?
I say school. I was the first to graduate high school in my family, first to go to college, and having no support. That was the hardest part.
What made it so hard?
Shit, ain't nobody there for you. What can you do except do it yourself? I was 16 in the university, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to make it on my own, no support, catching the bus, being late to class. I honestly felt like I wasn't even ready for it.
Was that a self-motivated thing?
Very self-motivated. I only had myself to push, and I only had myself, to go to. Nobody in my crib could help with homework. Nobody could, look out for me, do this for me. Nobody could throw no bread when I needed it, so I had to get it on my own.
Now, what made you motivate to do those things? That you named a number of things that you said you were first in your family to do. What motivated you to do it instead of doing what everybody else was doing?
Shit, life was so fucked up, Smallz, at home that I had wanted different. I just said, I'm going to go out here. I was involved in multiple fucking programs in school, damn near anything I could sign up for. So that just right there, just being out the crib and being involved was something to look forward to.
What type of student were you in school?
Man, I excelled. I had got all A's and B's. I had graduated with 3.7.
Did you rap in school?
All the time. I was rapping in class. I was known to freestyle for real, but they told me I should start taking it serious. Motherfuckers was like, you need to get in the booth, and the rest is history.
Battled other classmates?
Once or twice, making beats on the tables, pencils and pens and shit.
Win those battles, lose those battles?
I honestly never lost a battle rap, ever.
Now, you graduated high school.
Correct.
Were you able to get an academic scholarship to college? You did mention you attended college.
No, I honestly didn't know how to apply for a scholarship, Smallz. I didn't know how to apply for one. I was too young.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't they teach those type of things in school, like talk about it and,
They do, but when you 16 with no support, that shit kind of tough.
I see. So when you actually did graduate, what was your family's reaction?
They was happy. They was proud. They came to the ceremony. They was turned up for me.
Did you go into college right away? As soon as high school was done?
Yep, I graduated in the summer, and I was in college by the winter.
And what college did you attend?
University of Toledo.
Now, how far did you get?
I did about 2 semesters before I dropped out.
College dropout.
Yes, sir.
What led to that?
Shit, financial, you know what I'm saying? I started fucking off, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to do. I ain't had no money, you know what I'm saying? I was struggling, Small.
Just curious, does that school equal to its reputation?
Oh, Toledo, a great school. Hell yeah. It's a great football program. You know what I'm saying? They got a good criminal justice over there. It's a real good school.
Now you drop out of college. What's your parents' reaction to that?
They gave no fucks, Small. They ain't give no fucks. After I graduated, I was really on my own.
So what is the choice made after you drop out? Is it rapping at that point, or are you doing other things before rapping becomes serious?
After I graduated and I dropped out of college, I started doing parties real big. I'm talking about I was 16 years old, throwing the biggest parties in Toledo at the 50/50 Club. It was going nuts. I'm talking about every Friday I had at least 100 people or more in the building.
Now, let me back this up. You graduated at 16 years old?
Yes, sir.
That is very young. I didn't realize you graduated at 16. Now I kind of understand why you said nobody really talked to me about financial, scholarships and that sort of thing, grants, that sort of thing. How does one graduate high school at 16? Because most people I know, 17 or 18 is the average.
Shit, I had to excel growing up. Like I told you, I was always involved in shit. You know, I was in honors class and whatnot.
Okay.
But after I got out of school, I had a lot of free time to pop on bullshit. And that's where shit went left.
Did you skip grades?
Never skipped a grade.
So you did all 12 grades?
All 12.
And, well, I'm just curious. So explain how the Excel program works to manage to get all 12 grades done but graduate at 16.
I asked my mama. She always tell me that I was in kindergarten when I was 4, but I remember being in 2nd grade and they used to always say, "Well, he's so advanced, we got to give him a 3rd grade spelling test and whatnot." So I never actually skipped a grade, but the work I did was always ahead of me. And by the time I was a senior, I was only 16 years old, and I had been expelled twice, and I was still ahead of the game. So I had enough credits. They told me like, "Fred, you can graduate right now." I'm like, damn, for real?
Expelled means kicked out of school.
Twice.
Public school.
Public school.
You had to do alternative school, I imagine?
Yep. After like being out for like 5 months.
What did you get expelled for?
Man, fighting. It was during testing week, and a nigga said some shit to me in class I ain't feel like was sweet. I hit him upside his head with a stick, and I got expelled for that shit.
Like a real stick, not like a gun stick.
No, like a real club.
When people say stick nowadays, they're talking about guns.
No, I was a sophomore, and
you're talking about like a twig or like a
branch.
Branch,
like,
yeah.
Yep. It was during testing week, and he was bigger than me. I ain't gonna lie to you, he was bigger than me, and I was like, you know what? Come on, I got something for you. He chased me across the field, picked him up, and you feel me? He got the bag and down. I whacked him with that shit, and I got expelled for that shit.
So then you do alternative school?
Yep, probably about after 5 months.
You got expelled from alternative school?
No, actually, I had went back to that same school.
Public school?
And they re-expelled me.
For what this time?
Same shit. Got into another fight, but this time we was leaving the lunchroom. And you feel me, some nigga just said something to me once again. I feel like, he disrespected me. I don't take that. We got down right there in the hallway, another expulsion.
This almost sounds like stuff that happens in a penitentiary. When it comes to respect and disrespect.
Right.
In school, sometimes people joke around or, hey, knock it off, that sort of thing. I mean, it sounds like penitentiary rules are in effect the way you operate in high school.
Well, shit, no, in school, though, like, I was small. I wasn't this big, you know what I'm saying? I was a smaller kid, and I ain't had no big brothers. And so, like I told you, I'm from Milwaukee. So in that school, there's niggas that just think they can try you because you don't got nobody walking by you in the hallway or because you by yourself. And I had to just let it be known I wasn't taking no shit.
After the second time of expulsion in public school, you get put back into alternative school?
Yeah, yep.
So did you graduate at the alternative school?
Yeah, that's where I graduated at, the alternative school.
Because sometimes I've heard people can walk with the public school.
That's true.
Okay.
No, but I ain't want to go back. I just wanted to, I was there, no need to get expelled again. I just thought I'd grind it out where I was in alternative school.
I see. Okay. Now, what does the Excel programming do, though?
Well, sometimes they can put you in a program where you can get more than 4 points of F or A. That's how much you get. So sometimes they put you in a program where you get 5 points of A. So you do a little harder work for the same grade with extra points. Or they can put you in a program where it already get your college credit up for you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I was just getting that 5 points of grade, and I go to your GPA.
Now, how long were you doing parties for before you actually started rapping and taking the rap serious?
I want to say I just started taking my rap serious about a few months ago. So it'll probably be like a year or two I was doing parties for since I was about 17.
And why go into rapping at that point? Why not just stick with the parties and become a promoter and go hard with the promoting side of things?
I was too good, Smallz. I was too good. Every time I freestyle, somebody was like, that's just so hot. Finally went to the booth, dropped my first song, it took off. I'm like, shit, I like this shit. I ain't never think that taking it serious was gonna be something for me, but once I did, I fucked with it.
Looking back, do you wish that you would have went into rapping a little sooner? Maybe bypassed college altogether and just end the party stuff and just went straight into rapping? Or did everything play out like it was supposed to?
No, to be honest, if I would have started a long time ago, that would have been great for me. You know what I'm saying? Taking it serious as I was now, I feel like I would have been way better off. But, you know, you got to take it the cards you dealt. So.
Also, hindsight 2020, do you wish you would have done some more college or had that experience or you graduated from college, or was that not needed at this point in your life?
No, most definitely. You know, I even want to go back one day. But being in college would have been a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? I plan to go back regardless of what happened.
Judging by your answers of hindsight 2020, I want to ask you this. Somebody watching this, let's say they're a kid in high school just ended, and they have a passion for music, right?
Right.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a rapper like yourself. There's other positions in music, producer, DJ, video director, all kinds of stuff. Do you tell a kid like that to go straight into the music after high school? Or do you tell a kid, if they can continue their education, do that and music at the same time?
Oh, most definitely. If you can continue education, education is key. I will always promote education for somebody. Never give it out. That's money for education is bread. You get that education, you know, they can get a whole music career instead of, you know, no diploma, no credentials, trying to be in a music career. It might get them somewhere farther with that education.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
I worked at a graveyard, you know, when I was 16. That was one of my first jobs. I was in that motherfucker like 7 in the morning to 3 p.m. cutting the grass and shit. So I worked at graveyard, McDonald's, and at a hotel.
Out of all the places you could have done for your first job, why would you do a graveyard?
It was through a summer program. Yep, I ain't picky. They placed me there. They placed me there, yeah.
Spooky working there or not really?
Hell yeah, getting there early in the morning, it was dark as hell. And then we used to always fuck with each other. Like, damn, we just walking on all these graves and taking naps on them and shit, daring each other. Even some knocks over some gravestones while cutting the grass. We had the real big push lawnmowers. So yeah, it was scary, but then again, we had to make fun of it. It was our job.
Did anything ever scary really happen working at the graveyard, or it was just kids just joking on each other?
No, not real scary, but some of the deepest shit, we used to witness funerals. So like working there, it'd be a funeral like on the shift, and they'd be like, damn, go dig these holes. And we like, what y'all on? And we really was digging the holes for like the funeral in 2 hours for them to come put a casket in there. That was one of our job duties.
Now, you mentioned 3 different jobs. Were any of those jobs tough?
None of them, for real. They wasn't tough at all.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of those jobs? Anything that happened out of the norm?
Yes, at the hotel job, dog. That was one of my best and worst job experience I could say, only because working at a hotel, everybody knew me and everybody always wanted a discount, and my name stayed in some shit. Everybody coming up to the front desk, where Fred, where Fred, where Fred? And I wouldn't even be at work that day. And so my manager calling me, hit my line, what the fuck, all these people want to know where you at, can they get a room? And like, that's something that went on for like at least a year, and I ain't like it.
Quit these jobs, get fired from these jobs, what ended up happening?
Graveyard, you know, I got too old, so I stopped doing the summer program. And I quit McDonald's, because I got tired of that shit, and I got fired from the hotel.
Fired for what?
I used to be on bullshit. Sometimes I just want to go into a room and smoke me some weed, invite some bitches through, and I can't do that shit on the shift for, you know what I'm saying, on my off days, not supposed to be on the premises, but I used to turn up in that motherfucker.
And you got caught doing it?
All the time. Never once did I get away with it, and when I thought I got away with it, they was calling my line the next day like, Fred, what the fuck?
How did they catch you?
Shit, all that shit really is recorded, like, not even on the cameras, but if you make a key to a room, it's gonna be in the log somewhere in the computer system, and they can read the locks these days and shit. Smallz, it's a whole bunch of shit that go into that. So I was just real sloppy with it. I was a young nigga, 18, trying to just get over.
How clean or dirty are these hotels? I mean, you don't got to say what hotel you worked at, but
right.
You know, generally speaking, people use hotels all the time. But how clean or dirty?
It was one of the better ones. I worked at a hotel in the suburbs, so yeah, it was nice.
So it was taken care of.
Correct. Yeah, it was real taken care of.
Sometimes I've seen like undercover investigations where they try to see how clean a room is and that sort of thing. And sometimes they'll take like a black light and they will black out the room and see what shines on this black light. And I've seen like 2020 do an investigation on stuff like this, and they'll go to the ceiling and put the black light on the ceiling, and they'll see some crazy stuff on that ceiling. I don't know I don't know how you feel about stuff like that.
Well, some hotels, I ain't gonna lie to you, if they not clean right, shit like that will be seen on the black light. But we had like these people came once a month to do like fucking checkups on the rooms and shit to make sure shit was up to code. So like every few months, you know what I'm saying, shit had to be up to par to stay in business.
Are both parents in your life?
Nope. My dad back in Milwaukee and my mom stay in Toledo.
But are you on good terms or bad terms?
I'm on good terms with both of them when I want to be. Sometimes it be on and off.
How old were you when they separated?
My dad left, I was like 4 years old. I was actually in the crib when he left. He packed his shit up and he just dipped on him.
So you lived with your mom most of the time?
Yep, for majority, till I moved out.
Did he visit you? Did you visit him at all during those times?
From me being 3 to 19, he probably came about once or twice a year. Every year though, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't frequent visits at all.
Did you have another male figure in your life?
Yeah, I had a stepdad.
Good relationship with him?
Yeah, he was cool when he wanted to be.
I know sometimes people don't have good relationships with their step-parents.
You're right. Oh, it was rough times for sure. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't peaches and cream with my stepdad, but for all around, he a good dude.
What do you say to a kid that has to deal with a step-parent? Any advice there?
Stay out of his way stay out the way and just respect him. You know, he dealing with your moms. Never to really, do nothing to fuck up the relationship in the crib. You want to always have good vibes. Yeah,
sometimes even like you see movies like The Parent Trap or something like that where, the kids try to sabotage the relationship and stuff like that when it's step-parents and stuff like that.
Right. Well, shit, we was kind of old enough to understand that, like, shit, my mama loved this man. So we never used to try to get into that. We used to do our little small pranks, though. One day we put glue in that nigga's shoes. And that was pretty funny to us and shit.
Now, it sounds like you've been through some things, but in regards to your parents, what's the worst thing you put them through?
Again, locked up as a juvenile, you know what I'm saying, going to jail, mama crying all the time. I remember one day I was in there and my mama didn't have no car growing up, so like the only way I can go home is she come and get me. They called her and was like, you don't got to come down here. And she really wanted to come walk and come get me. It was about 3, 4 in the morning. And she didn't because, you know what I'm saying, she like, shit, this is about the 3, 4 times I done been locked up. And, they told her not to come and she didn't. And that was hard for her not to come get me because she always wanted to see me out. But shit, at that time, it was just over with.
What were you going to jail for?
Shit, man, me and my niggas was out here hitting licks, fighting, shit, robbing, whatever we could for to get a dollar when I was younger. But it was really like on some get back shit. Niggas used to steal from us. So we was really just getting our payback.
Retaliation.
Yeah.
But it never led to real serious prison time or being charged as an adult or anything like that?
Never. Nah, never.
Now, No siblings?
No, I got plenty brothers. I got a little brother. That's Big Zay.
Just no big people older than you?
I'm the oldest boy.
I see. How many brothers? How many sisters?
I got 2 sisters, and I got 4 brothers.
Were they all living under the same roof at one point?
Yes, sir. One of my brothers deceased, though. He never got to live with us.
And how old was he when he passed away, and from what, if you don't mind
He passed away at birth. Mama had a miscarriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was it was you plus 5, so that's 6 people under one roof?
Correct, plus 2 adults.
What were the sleeping arrangements like?
Me and my 2 brothers shared a room, actually, for our whole lives. And my 2 sisters, they had the room. So it was like that. It was the boys' room, the girls' room, and my mama's room.
Okay. Now, anybody else raps in your family? Just you?
No, the whole family rap, but I'm the one that take it serious. You know what I'm saying? I was raised around that music scene, like freestyle table sessions, come through, chill, put a beat on.
Have you collabed with any of your family members on your music?
Yep, my little brother Zay. Me and him made a track.
What does your family think about your rap career?
And they support me to the fullest. You know, they really felt me for it. You know, they fuck with the music, they tune in, they support, they spread it out.
Parents supportive?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Right away, or did they have to warm up to it?
No, off rip. Anything I dropped, my mom was all over it. Can I get a copy of that? Send it to me, download it to her phone. My dad, with him being in Milwaukee, he pushed my music down there. So, you know, I get big support from my parents and my music.
What do they think about the actual music? Have they heard it?
Yeah, they actually heard it. My mom, she actually wanted to get on one of my songs. She was like, I need to get on the feature on that mud music. And I was like, no, Ma, no good.
Yeah, she wanted to rap?
My mom wanted to rap, yeah.
You could use her on a skit or something, though.
Or something like that. I might do that, put her something small. I'm going to put something together for her.
What do they think about the cursing?
They don't mind it. You know, they respect me as a grown man now, after everything we've been through, so I can cuss all I want to.
Have they had a chance to see you perform yet?
I think my pops did, not in live, but on videos. But they ain't never been to no live performance yet. But they seen videos of me doing my thing.
What was the reaction to your videos?
Just, oh my God, Duty, that's my baby. You know, one time I went live and actually tagged her in it because I know she wouldn't be able to make it. And she showed mad love to that video.
Now, we spoke about a variety of subjects in regards to your upbringing. But overall speaking, what's your message to the youth? What would you tell them today?
Man, I just tell them anything that you feel like you want to do in your life to always keep going and just keep pushing like I did with these parties. You know, I ended up meeting T Grizzly, Lil Durk, Famous Dex, Molly Brazy, all because I didn't give up. Just starting off doing parties, and then that turned into big-ass concerts. So you really can put your foot in the door, you know, just keep striving for what you want to do.
How good were you with these parties? Were you, because I've seen, when it comes to promoters, I've seen people win big, right, and I've seen people lose a lot as far as money. I
want to say I was real good, to the fact where I had competition and I wasn't looking for none. You know, whenever somebody saying Fred's name on something, it was how can I compete? How can I do this? How can I do that? And I just wanted to do a party. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell these niggas, like, we about to do the same thing, let's link up or something, but niggas want to just always stay in their own lane. And so shit, I just kept doing me.
So overall with your parties, overall speaking, did you make more money than you spent, or did you lose more money?
Oh, for sure it was a profit. I for sure made more money than I spent. Oh, okay. Yeah.